here's a quick tour of my garden. So I've got 2 peppers there. I'm going to leave until they turn red, or if they turn red or orange. I've already got a great big pumpkin. Still have tomatoes that are ripening. My tomatoes have been absolutely perfect this year. I've had close to 40 tomatoes off of these 2 planted in the same pot, tomato plants. They never got any taller than me. About 5.5 feet tall. Nice orange mum. I replanted or repotted my mandevilla. I'll be bringing that into the house for the winter. It's a nice creeping vine. It's beautiful. Trying to overwinter my lavender plant that I purchased from Walmart. I don't know how successful I'm going to be. I don't want to let go of my impatiens, so I am going to get seeds for my impatiens so I can try having the same beautiful red impatiens, and this was a pink one next year. I'm going to try to overwinter my German thyme. I'm going to take the bulbs from my begonias, dry them, and try to replant them next spring because I don't want to let go of them. Rosemary, I never have any luck overwintering that no matter what. Lavender from a lavender farm. Hens and chicks, we're going to buy some sand and try to overwinter them. Another lavender plant that's doing much better than the one in the front. Rosemary, and then I've still got to close down and winterize my beautiful roses. Bloomed 4 different times this summer, all from Walmart, except this one from Aldi. None of them cost more than $9. Absolutely perfect roses. No disease, no problems. So tonight's video is just going to show a few things about winding down, processing some vegetables for winter eating. I have a new concept for grocery shopping to keep us off the winter roads this winter by trying to economize and buy groceries 2 months at a time. I'm going to see how that can work. Develop a budget and develop a meal plan that allows that without too much overspending, because I don't want that to be a part of the equation at all. A few other things just about, I think it's going to be a long, cold, difficult winter. And as always, I want to be prepared for it. I don't like being not prepared for things. I want to make sure that our household is winterized, because we have to do a lot of that ourselves. We have radiant heating. It's still real cold in our apartment, so we do different things there. Get the winter blankets out and get the winter clothes out. Be making applesauce tonight, so I hope everyone's doing well. This is kind of I think about a 10 or 10.5 minute video. I may have another one later on this week because I have a lot of clips that I need to put together and create videos out of before they get kind of out of the time frame of what it is right now, which is going into the 2nd week of September. So thanks for stopping here. If you like videos about preparation or budgeting or trying to get it together for the fall winter season, cooking, baking, things we're doing here in Wisconsin, gardening, and then of course now that the holiday season like Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas, I will be making videos about that, some of the things we're buying, some of the ways I'm decorating, and all the cooking and baking I'm doing. So hit the subscribe button if you want to see more, and I'll see you again here either later this week or next Tuesday. Okay, this weekend was the weekend that we went to a local apple orchard and we picked apples out in the orchard part. You pay a fee for the little bag that's right here, and then you can go out and pick 2.5 pounds of whatever apples you want. Or you can get a bigger bag and pick 5 or 6 pounds. And so we went out and picked some John-a-Mac, so those are Jonathan and Macintosh together, and some Cortland apples. So I will use some of those for an apple pie and applesauce, and then another big bag here of Macintosh apples for applesauce. Those are my favorite apples, but I turn them into applesauce. And I'll probably end up making 4 good-sized bags of it, and each one will have approximately 2, possibly 3 cups of applesauce. And that'll provide us with, 4 to 6 sides with a meal. Like I do pork roast in the fall, pork chops, ham, of course, at Christmas time. So it'll be a nice, refreshing homemade side with one of those dishes. So we got some Honey Crisp. They're huge this year. The apple orchard is doing fabulous. And then some new ones to us. Rave, also massive apples. We got an apple, a bag with all the different varieties on it. And then the apple cider donuts that people from all over the Midwest come to eat. The Sky High Orchard apple cider donuts and donut holes. Plus they sell all kinds of other baked goods, and they sell some hard cider and you name it, pies, scones, they've got it. So it's located in Baraboo, Wisconsin, and yeah, it's a great single or a couple or family tradition, and we've done it now. This is our 4th year. I think I have other videos of it. And I bought a little bit of caramel dip just to try, like some of these big apples, unless my husband and I split them in half. It's probably going to eat half of them that taste like apple and the other half tastes like caramel, and that'll work too because I like both. So that's what we did. All of these apples, it's a 5-pound bag of Honey Crisp, 5 pounds of Macintosh, and I want to say this, this is a 3-pound of Rave, and the donuts cost us $35, and then to get this bag, I don't know if I mentioned in the beginning, and my husband and I to both go out into the orchard with a guide for about 40 minutes. Could have went out by horse-drawn carriage, or just walk by ourselves, and then go out there and we can pick whatever we want on the trees that are available to pick from and put in this bag. Approximately 2.5 pounds, cost us $20. So it's a lot of fun family tradition, a lot of apples, and I'll turn it into a lot of things, plus we'll snack on them, all for, I guess, under $65, $70. Not too bad. This will probably be the extent of the apples. I've got $60 budgeted every month for seasonal produce, so it may or may not. I've got a couple of zucchini that I bought today from a local stand, and I spent $6 more on sweet corn, and I'm basically done now with, after buying the apples, the corn, and zucchini to eat this weekend. Pretty much done with anything from the farm stands, except I need to get some pumpkins, 2 for pumpkin pie, 1 for display, and then I need about 8 squash, 2 or 3 to put in the freezer, and the rest for eating right away. So once I get that done, basically the farm stands and I part ways, and then I just do local pickups from our farmer all the way till Christmas time. So basically the only time we have to do without really fresh from something local that's just been picked in that is from January until May. And that's why I do all the processing that I do, so that basically we don't have to do without it then either. It's the cheapest way that I've ever found to eat, is to eat seasonal. So that's what we were doing the first week, or this is what we were doing the first week of September. Okay, tonight's pre-fall meal with the produce that I picked up just recently. I think I featured in just a very recent video. We've got some fresh carrots from Farmer Laura, green beans from her, some chard. I think the word might be braise. Basically just put it in a fry pan and soften it. I take the rib that's down the middle. I remove the leaves from each side of it, and then just add a little butter to the fry pan and just soften it. And then when we serve it, it's warm, and then I myself put pepper on it. My husband just eats it plain. And then in here we're going to have some rice. We still have rice to use up from that period of time where all of us stocked up on rice. That's the only thing that we stocked up on, besides a few canned ingredients, which I prayed we'd never have to use, because I personally haven't had anything in a can besides baked beans in almost 20 years, or over 20 years. I just don't like the taste of it. It just doesn't agree with me. but we bought some rice just in case, and so expires the early part of next year. So yeah, rice lasts a long time. But we're going to get this used up. I've managed to go through 2 other bags, and then once I get through these 4 bags, a boil in a bag, I've got 4 more, and then we're done. Anything and everything that we could have ever socked away for a rainy day will now be used up. And the canned goods that we bought at the time, we donated sometime in the early part of 2023 to a local food pantry. So yeah, this is the type of food that I eat that I don't end up feeling sick or getting sick, that seem to agree with me the most. So I kind of stay on this little routine of picking produce up, and I bring it home and I clean it, process it for winter eating, or I should say process it for winter eating, and we eat whatever we can within a day or two, because you want to eat it fresh, and then you want to preserve some, if you buy enough of it, for another time. So that's what we're having. Plus we've got, as long as the oven is on, I've got 2 roast chickens, so all those lovely juices and the chicken carcasses will turn into probably another 12 to 14 cups of broth that you can use throughout your cooking. And then the meat will definitely be served tonight, and probably be good for I don't know, another 5 or 8 meals sometime in the future. So these chickens were $6.99 a piece for a 4.5 pound chicken.